Like, I don't know what happens when you get engaged, but it seems like everyone around you starts losing their mind. And people used to say that, and I did not believe them. I'd be like, yeah, it'd be, or it's not that I didn't believe them. It's that I figured like it would be like people you kind of expected. No, it's people from out the blue. I think people have lost their minds on the internet. No, that stuff is translating over to real life. OMG. I have been sitting on so much content for this channel and I haven't posted it because I been pretty burnt out. But I really had to pour myself into my movies real quick. So sorry, but it was worth it. But now I'm back. So let's talk about something that's been on my mind. This is my bob. This is I'm about to put the bob on. It just feels like there's not enough people talking about how like often even doing the things you like genuinely love to do turns into burnout. It's this perfect world that like if you pick something you love, then you'll never feel burnt out and you should feel happy-go-lucky and ready to do it every single day. And not only do I feel like that's not the truth, I feel like it's also some kind of like psychological warfare, because like I feel like just that mentality is making a lot of us stressy, and nobody's talking like about the real truth, like that yeah, you're gonna get burnt out doing the things you love too. But in that video on the other channel, I talked about how social pressure can be one of the things that causes burnout, even if it's in something you love to do. Sure, even with me, like I usually don't really give a fuck about what people got to say or what people got to do. But I feel like there's still really subtle ways social pressure like sneaks its way in. Because let me tell you some BS that happened. I got engaged February. Don't ask me about a wedding. I haven't started planning it yet. Well, that's not true. That's not. But anyways, I'm excited. Like in the love bubble. I'm so excited. It was the best day of my life. Seriously. Best day of my life. It was just so much love. It was so good. He did so good too. I have a whole video of it. And I even was recording a video like literally right before I was about to get proposed to. I was like doing my makeup and stuff, recording a video. I guess my fiance had been planning this proposal for a while, right? Like all my family was in on it. Even my extended family was in on it. So when I got engaged and stuff, I was getting all these phone calls and my family was calling me. And then here comes my cousin, right? Oh my God, why am I nervous? I feel like I'm blushing, like I'm spilling the tea. But nobody's really gonna watch this, right? So we get engaged. And I get a phone call from one of my cousins. And he is distraught. Like he's a little sad. You can hear it in his voice over the phone. He's like, well, cuz you beat me to something. And I was like, the nerve. Like, congratulations. Well, he did say congratulations, but like, don't do this here. Don't come at me with this. I'm smiling, but I'm pissed off actually. I'm over here like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, because I'm not trying to tell anybody's business, but him and the girl he was with haven't even been together a year. You know what I mean? Like it's still fresh. You know what I mean? And I'm not throwing shade. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying there's like a perfect time to do it or that there's a time limit or whatever. But the way he approached it, it triggered me. It triggered me. Okay. So I moved on, you know, and then like it also kind of surprised me because I didn't think men felt that kind of pressure. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel men don't have the same pressure to get married on a certain timeline. You know, like men can be bachelors up to like 50, 60 years old and people like celebrate that shit. But let a woman do it. Exactly. But yeah, for me, like marriage wasn't something that I needed to do like right away. Like for me, I was very career first. Like I wanted to get my career in a place of something like I actually enjoyed that would actually give me a little bit of freedom and have something of my own, like that I started in my own name before I even considered getting married. So that was a shock to me that he felt that way. Personally, just because I didn't think men like had that pressure. And so I'd ignored it. I moved on. I was like, okay, whatever. He's having his little moment. I'm gonna find out just a couple months later, he's calling my mom and talking about how he's about to propose to his girlfriend. I'm not gonna tell his business too much, but it was some bullshit, right? Like, he wasn't calling my mom saying like she's the one. Like, this is like, I can't let this girl go. I can't live without her. Blah 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 blah. He was like, his main motivation for doing it and doing it this quickly was so he didn't have to come to family events and I was engaged and he wasn't. And that shit pissed me off. Like, that made me so mad because it was so unnecessary. And like, but like, if anybody knows the stuff that I've been through in the last 3 years, like, this was like finally like a sigh of relief for me. Like, oh my gosh, yes, finally, like something good has happened. Like, even in my recaps, I talk about it in the beginning of the video where I'm like, this is the year that my life's gonna change. Like, this is the year that will change my life. And that's why I have all that footage that I'm still sitting on, because I want to post it. I want to see the progression of how this year goes, because it felt good at the beginning, you know what I mean? And so he gets engaged too, and he makes sure he does it before we have like our like annual family get together. And that's not such a big deal to me. What was a big deal is how he was acting after he did it. Someone gave me a compliment on my ring. They were like, oh, congratulations, it's beautiful. And I was like, thank you. I get a little shy, but I was like, thank you. And the first thing he did, he grabbed his fiance's hand and put her hand out there to show them her ring. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You need to get out my fucking face. I'm still a little irritated about it, actually, now that I'm finally talking about it. But I'm only talking about it with y'all, so it's between us. Yeah. And because these last couple of years have been so difficult for me, I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this engagement, and before I start worrying about how we're gonna get this wedding together, get it started and get it paid for. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna enjoy it for a while. Then he goes and does this, and then I start feeling pressure, right? Do you know what I mean? It starts to feel, for me, it started to feel like a lot of pressure around, I need to start doing this quickly right now, get everything known, get the date, get the venue, you know what I mean? I started to feel the pressure. And now I have to like rush because my cousin decided he wanted to freaking compete with me. And it made me think about that, because I just filmed a video about how social pressure can be like something that causes you to burn out, because you start acting like in a way that you see outside of you. And sometimes that way just like doesn't match up with where you're at. And I'm trying to keep that in mind, because the way I was like, okay, this is, okay, one thing about me, I do not like making things a competition. I'm not an overly competitive spirit. But if I see that you're trying to compete with me, I'm gonna win. I promise you I will win. That's one thing about me. It's like, I'm never gonna start a competition, but if I find out that you're competing with me, anyway, I hate it. It happens so much. People get so weirdly just like competitive out of nowhere when I be minding my business. But anyway, especially, and now I have to move because of it. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, you know. I'm not somebody that likes to rush. Like, I love details. I'm a detail-oriented person. I want a plan. I want to move meticulously. Like, man, people complain about it, like, right? My mom all the time, and she tells me I move too slow. But I don't want to have to go back and redo. You know what I mean? I want to think everything through so that I know exactly how this process is gonna go. Like, I don't want to have to just move like an on impulse and then have to like redo a whole bunch of stuff I messed up because I moved on impulse. It's not my style. And that's why I was saying it felt like psychological warfare, because it started with him, right? Whatever. He felt the pressure. He had all the emotional response. And then I like was minding my business. And then he makes a move to try and put that on me. Because what's the first thing he did when he got here? He started asking me about dates. Asking me about, when do you think you're going to do it? Putting all this pressure on me when it's like, you just got here. You know what I mean? Like, back off, back off. This is how people act when you get engaged. I see why people turn into bridezillas. I'm not going to lie. Oh, also, let me show you this. This is so cute. But how cute is this makeup case? This was like a PR box for YSL's new cushion foundation. It looks the same. Oh, yes! How cute is that? I'm obsessed with it. But it's also a makeup box. Yeah. How cute is that? And it's a pretty good foundation. I've never had a cushion foundation, so. Oh, also it came with a carrying case where you can like hook it to your bag. Cutie patootie. Am I gonna film today? Probably not, but I'm gonna do my makeup anyway. But you know, you see what I mean? You see how people move? I feel like people do that all the time. They do it all the time to, honestly, I couldn't tell you the reason. I don't know why people act like that or why people do that. But one thing I do know is that it's like practically unavoidable. Like, I fell straight into it. Like, I was so pissed, bruh. I was so mad. Like, I was so irritated. Like, why would you act like that around me? Get a grip, honey. It was tacky. But, yeah, it's better when you're aware of it, because, like, you can kind of, after a while, take a back seat or, like, a step back and see what was actually going on there, and kind of detach yourself from it. But sometimes it's like really hard. Like, you're gonna get sucked into that social pressure like one way or another. But sometimes people use it, I want to say maliciously, but I don't know if that's the best word for it, because that seems kind of harsh. But it feels like a game, like a psychological gameplay. And like, if you're not careful, it can cause you a lot more emotional strain than you really need, you know? Okay, so this is like the lighter shade. I had to pick my shades offline, so I couldn't really see, but they suggested this one, and I've just been using it as like a concealer shade. Ooh, let's see if I can get closer. Maybe I should use the mirror it came with. It's thick. She thick. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, like, it is just a foundation. Like, I'm not expecting it to do everything a concealer does, but it's not too shabby. The lighting in my bathroom is not great. I'll be completely honest with you. I hope when I move, I can move to a spot with better bathroom lighting, because I don't know, I think it's just too yellow in here. I'm not a fan of it. But like, even with my extra lights, they're not yellow, and it's still like so much yellow tint. Like, it's so yellow, especially like the light up top. It's not my favorite foundation. And I gotta be honest, it came with this little powder puff, but this is like not my favorite way to apply it. Like, it does the job, but I find that with a flat brush, especially like on my dark marks, I get a little bit more coverage. And sometimes that's all I want. I love a good foundation. Complexion products have always been the best part of makeup to me. Like, I love a good complexion product. Like, just like a smooth, even base has always been my goal. I remember back in like 2016 when the goal was like really good eye makeup, like really heavy eye makeup. I tried sometimes, but then I just realized, like, honestly, I got like deep set eyes. I don't have a lot of upper eyelid space. I was like, maybe I should stick to my strengths and focus on my complexion products. I tried the cut crease stuff. I tried different eye looks, and like, I always came back to like a little brown neutral smoky eye type thing. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave that to the professionals, especially like with makeup trends, how dramatically they changed from 2016 to like 2020. Like the whole idea was like going from like, yeah, I definitely beat this face, to like, I want to look like I'm not wearing any makeup at all. I want to be baby smooth, nothing on my eyes, just eyebrows and lip gloss and blush. And it was like a dramatic change, like overnight. And that should have been an indicator as to where our country was headed, because all of a sudden everybody went from this big, bold self-expression and individualism and beat faces and just character to very conservative, like, which almost felt like overnight. And then everybody was pushing it. And then you turn around and look at what happened in the country after that. Coincidence? I think not. I've had this blush palette forever. This blush palette is old as heck. Like, this is like the Catrice and Iman palette. I don't even think they sell this anymore, guys. I remember I hunted down this palette in Ulta because I saw a YouTuber suggest that like an orange blush would look really good on dark skin tones, and it does, don't get me wrong. But since then, I've learned that I have a neutral undertone, and because my undertone is neutral, sometimes I look at the orange now and I'm like, I don't know if that's quite right. Like, I don't know if that's the right look for me. So yeah, I try to expand out and see and play around with different colors and whatnot. And I don't know if you're into astrology, but how they always say like, do your makeup like your rising sign and whatnot. And I am a Libra rising, late degree Libra rising. So I think being late degree is something big. I think, yeah, but still for the aesthetic, I have no plans to go anywhere. And I need a new brow. I need something for my brows. Like, I don't know what to do with them. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Anyway, look at this. These are my eyebrows. For a long time, the end of my eyebrow like wasn't there, but like they're not thick eyebrows, but I feel like they still need to be shaped and filled in or something. And then they're also like light colored. Like sometimes I dye them. It doesn't last long. And so I never know what to do with, I never know what to do with it. Like, I just feel like, you know, I'm not going to do 2016 brows to them. I'm just not. But like, what do I do instead? Like, I had this Morphe, where is it? Brow tease. It had little fibers in them to thicken them up a little bit. But I literally went back to Ulta not that long ago to see if I could find a replacement, and it wasn't there. Did they stop making it? Morphe, did they stop making it? Yeah, it was fiber infused volumizing mousse. Is there another brand that makes this? Because this really like changed my life. Like, it gave me a little volume in the front. It darkened it up a little bit, right? This is like half empty, so it's like not gonna do much. But I need to find another brand that actually does it. Yeah, and then I like use like one of these, man, the name is like like worn off of it, but I use it's like one of those things from Amazon where you can like fill in your brows like with individual strokes. Oh my gosh, and on TikTok I saw this woman who used to do makeup for the bunnies, Playboy bunnies, and she used to talk about like how she would make them look like younger by putting powder in the corners of their eyes and like above their top lip. And like, yeah, we all know about the inner corner highlight, you know what I mean? Like, that's a staple. But she said she would just do it with like a lighter powder and not necessarily a highlight. So I kind of want to try if I can find an appropriate brush. I think this might work. Banana powder. But yeah, she said she would just put it there. Okay, that did nothing. Ooh, I used too much. Hang on. Okay, yeah, that's all we needed. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. Also because this lighting in here sucks. Oh, I don't want to put too much. Let's see if it does that properly. I'm just playing around. Lovely. All right, and she put some above the cupid's bow. She says it does like more than the liner. She said you don't want to put too much because then people be like, what you got on your lip at the top? Yep. All right, so we're nearing the end of the video, and I don't know, I feel like a majority of people aren't gonna watch this far. I might tell you some tea. Yeah, should we do that? Should I give you some tea if you watch this far in the video? Maybe I should. Do I want to spill my tea? I feel like I kind of want to spill somebody else's tea. A specific somebody else that we talked about in the beginning of this video. Oh, I'll spill a little bit of tea. I'll spill a little bit. Part of the reason I was so mad, especially at him rushing to propose or whatever to his fiance. Now, she was very nice. I'm not saying anything about that. She's a nice girl. But like the last time I saw him, he was with somebody else, like fully like living situation and everything. And that's why I feel like, or I know, along with other things, that the rush to like hurry up and propose was 100% social pressure, because I don't know, maybe he didn't want to be embarrassed or what. I cannot tell you somebody else's motivation for sure, but it was definitely some tea going on. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. So if you watch the end of it, just know that it was justified. I wasn't mad for no reason. I don't know, what do you think? Think I'm overreacting? Maybe, but we're allowed that sometimes. We are allowed. Oh my gosh, I don't really even want to straighten this hair. I just kind of want to, like, I'm not going anywhere. I just needed to get dressed. Also, if you watch this long, I have another story about what happened after the proposal of people like losing their mind. Like, I don't know what happens when you get engaged, but it seems like everyone around you starts losing their mind. And people used to say that, and I did not believe them. I'd be like, yeah, it'd be, or it's not that I didn't believe them. It's that I figured like it would be like people you kind of expected. Be like, yeah, okay, I expect them to, you know, act kind of funky or not be happy for me or whatever. But like, no, it's people from out the blue that start losing their mind. And like, not even in, they just lose their mind in how they act around you. Like, I have no idea what triggers that or why it happens, but I was kind of skeptical that like that would even happen at all. And then it did. If you want to hear that story, I might tell you too. But that happened all the way back in February, and there's still fallout happening from it now. And all I gotta say, man, is people have lost their minds. Like, you think people have lost their minds on the internet? No, that stuff is translating over to real life. Like, everyone's just losing their marbles. Yeah. I got a couple other stories, man. We gotta catch up. Some crazy stuff has been happening. My shirt's see-through. I'm about to go change. So yeah, love you. Bye.